Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio, and today we are talking about Star Trek 4. Will it happen this time? And before we get any deeper, guys, just remember that at least one of my videos every week will not be coming to the YouTube channel. It will only be up on my BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble channels. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you have not followed me on at least one of those three sites, the links to those are down below in the description. So you guys, let's get right into this. Coming from Variety, Star Trek cast, including Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto, returning for a fourth film. Damn it. I think this headline needs to end with the word maybe and question mark, but we'll get into that by the end. They're boldly going back. Paramount is planning to enter negotiations for Star Trek stars Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, John Cho, and Simon Pegg to return to the Enterprise for their fourth tour of duty in the venerable Sci-Fi franchise. The announcement was made by J.J. Abrams during the Paramount Investors Day presentation on February 15th. Quote, "We are thrilled to say that we are hard at work on a new Star Trek film that will be shooting by the end of the year, that will be featuring our original cast and some new characters that I think are going to be really fun and exciting and help take Star Trek in areas you've just never seen before," Abrams said. "We're thrilled about this film. We have a bunch of other stories that we're talking about that we think will be really exciting, so can't wait for you to see what we're cooking up. But until then, live long and prosper." The six actors first stepped into their respective iconic roles as Kirk, Spock, Uhura, Bones, Sulu, and Scotty in 2009 Star Trek, directed by Abrams, which reset the Trek timeline and allowed for the reboot to exist unencumbered from the hundreds of hours of Trek continuity that had come before. The actors returned two sequels, 2013 Star Trek Into Darkness, which was absolutely god-awful, that pretty much killed the fucking Kelvin timeline, let's be honest, also directed by Abrams, and 2016 Star Trek Beyond, directed by Justin Lin. I know that only like 5 of you guys actually went to go see that in theaters, but my personal opinion, Star Trek Beyond was really nothing special. It got pretty stupid at times. Abrams is producing the new, as yet untitled film through Bad Robot with Matt Shockman from WandaVision, directing from a screenplay by Josh Friedman, writing Avatar 2, and Cameron Squires, also from WandaVision, based on an earlier draft by Lindsay Beer, Sierra Burgess is a loser, and I'm going to really mispronounce this name, Geneva Robertson, Dwart of Captain Marvel. Paramount was close to bringing back the cast once before. In 2018, S.J. Clarkson from Jessica Jones had signed up to direct a sequel that would have reunited Pine's Kirk with his late father, played by Chris Hemsworth, reprising his performance from the 2009 Star Trek. That film never materialized, however, after Paramount reportedly couldn't close the deal with Pine and Hemsworth. Well, yeah, Chris Pine completely walked away from the table, and that was huge news at the time too. Since then, insiders say the studio has done market research to determine audience interest in the rebooted cast, given the long wait period between Beyond, which lost money for Paramount, and a prospective new Trek film. Execs determined that there was still lasting audience enthusiasm for Pine, Quinto, and the rest of the cast in their established roles, which allowed the studio to feel comfortable with moving forward with bringing them back. Paramount has also explored several other avenues for Trek features, none of which seem to have ultimately borne fruit. Quentin Tarantino reportedly cooled on a Star Trek script he was pursuing with the Revenant screenwriter Mark L. Smith. In late 2019, Paramount tapped Fargo and Legion creator Noah Hawley to write and direct a Trek movie that Hawley planned to feature new actors playing new characters. But when Emma Watts became president of the Paramount Motion Picture Group a few months later, insiders say she paused all Trek development, including Hawley's film, to decide how to best move forward with one of the studio's crown jewel franchises. With Watts' departure from Paramount in September, it's unclear what the current Trek film portends for other development for the franchise, including a screenplay by Fear the Walking Dead co-executive producer Colinda Vasquez. Bringing the 2009 Trek cast back could prove a challenge, given they've all had busy schedules since Beyond. Pine added the Wonder Woman franchise to his resume, and he'll next appear in Olivia Wilde's throw Don't Worry, Darling, and the Black Ops film Violence of Action. Quinto headlined the AMC series Nosferatu. It's Nos4A2, but still, it's Nosferatu. and starred in the Broadway revival of The Boys in the Band and its 2020 Netflix film adaptation. Saldana continued to run as Gamora in several Marvel Studios films, including Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Avengers Endgame. She'll star in Avatar 2 this year and in Guardians Volume 3. She was also in the first Avatar movie, but she was all in mocap, so it doesn't really matter. Urban appeared in 2017's Thor Ragnarok, and he'll continue his performance as Billy Butcher on Season 3 of Amazon's The Boys in June. Cho starred in the acclaimed indies Columbus and Searching, and he starred in Netflix's live-action adaptation of the anime series Cowboy Bebop, which we have covered on this channel extensively. I have not done a review of it because I am not going to review a show that even I know is going to be fucking terrible. And Peg starred with Nick Frost on Amazon's horror comedy series Truth Seekers, and he'll reprise his role as Benji in Mission Impossible 7 in 2023. One member of the 2009 Star Trek cast, however, sadly cannot join them. Anton Yelchin, who played Chekhov, died in an accident in June 2016, a month before Beyond opened in theaters. At that film's premiere at San Diego Comic-Con, the cast, filmmakers, and invited guests sat in a full minute of silence in tribute to the late actor. So am I putting a lot of faith in this Star Trek 4 announcement? I'm going to be honest with you guys, not really, no. Because I remember back, just before Star Trek Beyond came out, they made the announcement that Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and Chris Hemsworth were signed on to do Star Trek 4, and then obviously that never happened after Star Trek Beyond lost money. They did bring up the 2018 incident where they were trying to renegotiate the contracts. And like I said, guys, it was widely reported news at the time that Chris Pine just walked away from the table, and there was still no news about either Chris Hemsworth or Zachary Quinto. Obviously, that never happened. Then you had the S.J. Clarkson stuff. That never happened. You had the Noah Hawley. That never happened. Now, it's unconfirmed whether or not Noah Hawley was going to do Star Trek 4, but you get my point. I'm not really putting too much stock into this announcement because this is now let's see, you have the 2016, the 2018 renegotiations, the S.J. Clarkson, the Noah Hawley. This is potentially the 5th announcement for Star Trek 4 ever since Star Trek Beyond. So, yeah, I think you guys can see why I'm not really putting too much stock, too much faith in this upcoming announcement from J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. And with that, and guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. I don't want to drag this out any longer than it needs to be. So guys, if you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos. So I will just see you guys next time.